appreciate it. Thank you. How's it going, Culver? I'm actually going to ask one of you to hold this for me, if you don't mind. Yeah. There you go. Thank you very much.
What are you doing?
Pull this out of here. There we go. Hey, I just want to say thank you very much for inviting me and my brother here to back at our second home here in Indiana. It's really an honor to be here, so thank you to the Culver faculty and staff, to the students, and to the individuals that worked so hard to create this diversity week. Thank you very much for all of you. So I was actually supposed to be joined up on stage by one of my very good friends who I graduated from the United States Military Academy with, Second Lieutenant Alex Drash. He couldn't be here today because he had some training to do, which he didn't anticipate would have started as early as it did, but he did leave a message for all of us.
Hello everybody, Second Lieutenant Alex Drash, a graduate of the class of 2016 from the United States Military Academy with Pascal, Brun, my best friend. And I would have loved to be there in person to talk to you today, but unfortunately I cannot make it because I started coming forward to train to become a U.S. Army aviator. Just like Pascal, I'm from Haiti, born and raised, but we're from the same country, but two different worlds. I'm from the center of the capital, where bullets fly, stray dogs walk around, and people cook on the side of the streets. However, fate and the universal, whichever force you might want to choose, decided to put us on the same path. But behind that, it was decisions that we made that led us to where we are today, and which is the whole concept that he's going to address with you, is that life, the path that you will eventually follow, that you will call your life, or your journey, is not laid out in front of you. But every time you make a decision, you build a little piece of that road. And the decisions that you make on the daily are the ones that define the very essence of who you are as a person. Pascal and I are from two different worlds, but we made similar decisions. We made similar decisions to push ourselves, to push the boundaries of where we're from, and to not settle for anything. And this put us in a path that today is leading us somewhere where we might, if not achieve greatness ourselves, push others to achieve it. And my version of what greatness should be, it would be one day to be in zero gravity, going around planet Earth, holding my Haitian flag, because I dream of becoming an Army astronaut one day. And it doesn't matter what life is going to throw my way. My decisions, therefore me taking responsibility and making the best out of every single opportunity, is going to decide what my future will be. And that's the mindset that I want you guys to get into. And this is just a prelude of what's about to come. Thank you for lending me your ears, and please pay attention to the speaker. Once again, I would have loved to be there. Bye.
So, this story is actually extremely inspiring, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring him with me here today. And just to give you a little bit of backstory, he grew up, he mentioned that we're from two different worlds. And Haiti is broken up into, I guess, two factors. This is a very simple explanation. Race and socioeconomic class. So we come from two opposite ends of both. To give you an example, he grew up with the only fridge in his entire community. And his neighbors had to bring in their perishable food to put in his fridge just so that they could eat day to day. He worked his butt off in school and had the opportunity to come here to the United States in 2009, where he immigrated and naturalized, spent a year working as a fry cook to make a living while learning English, and he enlisted in the US Army. And did so well that his company commander said, you need to be an officer, because you have the energy and you have the tenacity to inspire others to achieve greatness. So he applied to West Point with 1 year of English on his belt, went through 4 years and graduated with a 4.2 GPA out of the physics department, the highest in the entire department. So without a doubt, I have full confidence that he will make it to the International Space Station as the first Asian holding up the Asian flag, representing both the United States and Haiti together. It resonates so well with what Victoria said, and I love what she said, is that I am who I choose to become. So when Mr. Morales told me that the theme for this diversity week would be who am I, who are you, and who are we? We got the slides? There we go. There, all right. I wanted to try to break that down to the simplest idea as possible. And to me, that's all about identity. So, what is identity exactly? I'd say that it's circumstance, both uncontrolled and controlled circumstances. So circumstance is a fact or condition that's related to an event or action. You have your uncontrollable circumstances, those are your physiological properties, your height, your weight, your race, your sexual orientation, your family, because you don't choose what family you're born into, your location of birth, you don't choose where you're born. All of these are uncontrolled circumstances that help us identify who we are. But then you have your controlled circumstances. These are things like your values, your character, and every single one of the actions that you take on your day-to-day life, the decisions that you make. And this is key, because although we might not be able to control what we look like, where we're from, we can control these things. And that's a huge deal. That's very important for us to understand. So, in our identity, it's broken down this way, where you start by internalizing your values and what you believe in. What you believe in becomes your motivations to action. And those motivations to action, repeated action becomes your character. And people understand you and who you are based off of your character. So while I may not know right off the bat what motivates you to act, I will definitely know how you act and what you say. And that's my understanding of who you are and what your identity is. So to help kind of bring this together in one idea, I have a little story about a spider. So let's say, for example, let's imagine for a second that we are in your room. And let's imagine that you're deathly afraid of spiders. And you turn your eyes to the ceiling and see this ginormous, hairy, disgusting, monstrous spider that's just hovering above your head, ready to jump on you and suck the soul right out of your body. Right? So let me ask you a question. Whose room is it? Whose room is it? Who hasn't answered this question? This guy put his hand up real quick. What's your name?
Isha.
What company are you from?
Comedy City. Yeah. It's both of your room because you're both living there.
Interesting. Does anyone have a differing answer? Let's get you over here. Your name?
Ethan.
Company?
Battery B. I think it's spider's room, to be honest.
All right, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So here's the thing. This is what I believe. I think that it depends on your action, right? If you believe that it is in fact your room, then you'll act according to those beliefs, right? Now, that means that if you don't know what you believe in, and you flee the room, then it's the spider's room. Because the spider will say, well, I don't really care what you believe in, but I know what I believe in, and this is my room. So you'll say, oh, okay. And you're out of there. So guess what? You know what that means is that if you don't decide for yourself what you believe in and what motivates you, then someone else will make the decisions for you, down to a spider. Now that's kind of crazy. That's how important it is for you to decide for yourself today, right now, what it is that you believe in, what it is that you stand for, and what your values are in life. So that's still all very individualistic. But the theme for the week is still who am I, who are you, and who are we. So that's the group dynamic. But these all still apply. Just switch the I with we. What are our values? What is it that we want as an organization? If you're asking yourself, how can I be a leader in my dorm or in my unit? Then figure out what it is that you want out of your unit, what it is that you want your unit or dorm to accomplish. And then agree on those end state goals and agree on what it is that your group values are. Because then, despite the fact that each and every single one of you as individuals have differing circumstances, you'll still all be able to take the direction necessary to accomplish your shared goals. I have a little video that should help bring that idea together, and it's about following advice. Can you play that video?
This is your mentor. Point A is your starting point, representing your present circumstances. Point B is your end point, representing your idea of success. Through hard work and discipline and a bit of luck, they achieve their vision of success. Here's you. You decide that you want to embark on a journey to reach the same kind of success as your mentor. So you do exactly what they did to reach that success. At the end of your journey, you realize you haven't reached that point B, but you did everything exactly as your mentor did. Your mentor explains, if you did what I did to get from point A to point B from a different starting point, you'll get a different end point. Good point.
Obviously, that's a very simplified, kind of weighty way to explain that concept, but it definitely applies. All of you start off with a different starting point, but you can still reach the same end point as long as you apply having the same values and using those circumstances for you rather than against you to accomplish that shared goal. So,
Hey, this is Michael Brun.
sorry. I titled my presentation as I Am, with brackets and an underline, to say that, just like Victoria said, I am who I choose to be. So when you go back to your rooms at night, I want you to do two things. Go back and decide what it is that you want today, tomorrow, out of your units and dorms, and out of your life. What do you want out of your life? Figure that out for yourself. And then two, figure out and identify very clearly, what is it that motivates me? What do I value and what do I believe that I want to work for in my life? So that you can clearly and confidently say, I am, and fill in the blank. Thank you very much.